Hello. It is payday, so that means that it's time for another budget with me. I like to budget using the software that you see on screen. It's called YNAB, and I use it to give every single dollar a job. I've been using it for the past couple years, and it's really helped me to keep my finances on track. We are in the month of March. I'm going to go to the income that we have to budget that we've received so far this month. First, we have contributions from my partner to our joint account for $2,100 for the month. Then we have my first paycheck here for $4,200. And we received some interest this month for about $105. So in total, so far in March, we have $6,410.89 to budget. And I always forget this, but I also invested $350 from that paycheck. The month of March is already funded, so that means that it's time to flip over into April and use this money that we've earned this month to go ahead and start filling out categories that we plan to spend from next month. I always like to start with fixed costs, just because these are the things that you know you have to pay for every single month. We will start with my home category, and first up I have rent for $3,475. We just got a renewal notice from our leasing company, and our rent will be going up by $100 next year, so I'm a little sad about that, but for now, hanging on to this price. We also pay for storage for $50 and a garage for $260, and then building utilities come out on the first with our rent as well. Our average has been $70, so that's what I like to budget there, even though it fluctuates from month to month. Next, we have utilities for $300, Wi-Fi for $125, renter's insurance for $14, cleaning service for $300. That is for 2 cleanings in a month. And then household goods, I will set aside $800. I do plan to track what we're actually spending here because this does tend to be a high spend area, but I didn't do it for March just because we're out of town for like half the month. But in April, this is when I actually plan to meticulously track every single thing that I buy here. All right, moving on down to food and drink. I won't have enough to cover our meal kit, which wants $1,500, but I can set money aside for groceries for $300, meals at work for $200. And that leaves $516.89 remaining. Not enough for my car loan, but I can move down to my car insurance. This is a sinking fund, so that means I set aside a small portion every single month so that by the time it's due, that money is just sitting there ready to be paid. My last premium was $1,000, a little under $1,000. So is that right? Wait. My last premium was a little under $1,000, so I'm going to set aside $1,000 again for when my premium is due in July. So the amount broken down by 6 months is about $167, which I'll assign to stay on track. Taxes, registration, and fees is also a sinking fund, and this covers my vehicle property taxes as well as registration, which is due every couple of years. So I don't have registration due for a while since I just registered last fall, but I will have those taxes due in the summertime. So I'll set aside $60 there. Car cleaning and maintenance is just a category that is building up a little bit in the last couple of months while I'm waiting for a good time to get my car cleaned. There's just been so much snow this year that it didn't make sense to get it cleaned quite yet. Seasonal tire swap is a twice yearly maintenance that I do on my car to switch my winter tires for my summer ones and vice versa. So that's coming up soon. I should schedule that. And that's $26. And then I'm going to set aside $60 for charging my car. The one in me category that I have here is for personal care. That's just for like toiletries that I buy, face wash, shampoo, conditioner, hair stuff. So that gets $150. And then we have $33.89 left. Can't cover these two, but I will set aside $11 for premium connectivity, which is my car's data plan. And we can set aside $14 for Chani, which is my astrology app. And then let's just set aside this $8 for Chase Sapphire here. And this 89 cents, I will go ahead, go back to March and put that into Flex Fund. It's a crazy busy month, like in and out of town. I don't know when I'm gonna have a chance to film my next payday video, so it may come a little bit later in April, but I hope that if you're watching this, I hope that you're doing well. I know there's just a lot that's out of our control, but one thing I'm happy about is that spring equinox is coming up, and at least where I am, the weather is getting a little bit nicer and the days are getting a little bit longer, so just trying to sit with that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.